What is the individual citizen's responsibility to preserving democracy?
Yeah, I think that the idea of being informed and engaged is fundamental. Um, the notion of things like, you know, I, I love my mom. Sometimes she sees things on Facebook that just like she loves and she likes them and she shares them because they fit with her worldview. And I have to say, Mom, look at who posted that. Like that's not a real story, or you can't just like react to things emotionally. Um, and so I think actually like checking ourselves when we maybe feel especially excited about something that really validates a perception or an assumption we might have. Um, I all of that is of course part of um, the individual's responsibility in making sure that we have a healthy democracy. I think the other thing, listen, I said democracy is not synonymous with voting, but it is a part of it, right? And so showing up to vote not just once every 4 years, not just once every 2 years, but in primary elections. For there are thousands of elected offices up and down the ballot in this country, more than just Congress and the president. Really getting informed about what those are, what's at stake, who's running, what they believe. If you don't know what they believe, ask them. And if you don't like what they have to offer, ask them to, do things a different way. And if after that they're still not representing you, run for office yourself. So I think there's like a really sort of powerful ladder of engagement that we want people to be moving up when it comes to sort of serving each other, serving ourselves, serving our democracy, but not being on the ladder at all is not an option.
More and more, we're seeing local news being really it's going extinct in a lot of places, which is really really sad. And I think that's actually a bit of a threat to democracy as well. And I wonder if you can comment on that.
Yeah, I mean, the news deserts at the local level are really troubling because we do know that most people get their news now from social, or at least young people like get their news from social media. And when you're not hearing things that are related to the place where you are or with the context of the environment in which you live, you lose a lot of, um, I think, credible information and data and ability to make decisions and um, to make decisions for yourself rather than sort of just going with what what your in group says or what quote unquote tribe believes. The other thing that I would say is there's a group called Starts With Us that recently did a report that shows that the most hyper partisan lawmakers get 4 times the amount of media coverage than sort of your run of the mill workhorse lawmakers. So, what that tells the average person who now doesn't have local news to turn to read about what's happening and is just looking at national news about sort of what's going on in the world, and they're seeing 4 times the amount of stories about super hyper partisan leaders and what they're doing, that starts to shape your worldview and your perception of reality in a way that is inconsistent with what's actually happening. Um, and so I think that, there's a lot of reasons why we should invest in more of a local media ecosystem, not just because they tend to be less polarized or less likely to, fall into that 4 times amplifying the hyper partisan lawmakers. They're going to cover the lawmakers that live in your district and what they're doing. Um, but I think it's things that feel more actionable too and more relatable to your day to day life when you're covering sort of things at the more local level versus things that are sort of national in scope.